This slide shows the impact of the UBI on the weekly youth allowance for 18 to 22-year-olds with no income. The current benefit's $265 a week conditional. With the UBI, that would be reduced to zero. Instead, they'd receive $500 UBI unconditionally with no recovery, giving them a net benefit of $500 each week, clearly leaving them much better off. Now, this age group covers the transition from dependency to full participation as a contributing member of society. And this isn't always an easy transition. In fact, I took a straw poll of 17-year-olds who suggested that several could pool their UBI to get a share house and simply party. Perhaps surprisingly, they agreed that if this did become a problem, it may be appropriate to retain some study or work requirements for this age group. This slide looks at the impact of the UBI on weekly job seeker payments for 22 to 67-year-olds with no income. They currently receive a conditional benefit of $334 a week, and that would be reduced by the UBI to zero. Instead, they'd get $500 unconditionally as UBI, again without recovery, giving them a total net of $500 and clearly leaving them better off financially, and because they'll have more time to study and look for work and to care for themselves and their family. As importantly, by eliminating conditionality, the resources now devoted to assessing and controlling benefits can be redirected to achieving better outcomes for each individual. People receiving a weekly pension or disability allowance who have no income currently get a benefit of $513, which would be reduced by the UBI to just $13 a week. They'd also receive their UBI unconditionally without recovery, so that the residual pension plus the UBI would leave them with an unchanged weekly benefit, which means that they'd be no worse off. They'd also continue to get their healthcare card and other ancillary benefits, and in regard to any passive income they may earn, the UBI would be recovered based on 32.26% of that income up to $80,600, and above that it'd be fully recovered, and this is more generous than the current income phasing for welfare. Now, there's also a good argument to be made that once the UBI is implemented, the rental allowance could be substantially increased.